Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Dakota, the place where we decode the language of money and find out if companies are really what they seem. Today we're diving into Bankwell Financial Group's latest report, and let's just say they've announced some news that might make some shareholders a little happier, or at least give them something to look forward to. So what's the big deal with this filing? Well, Bankwell Financial Group, which is the parent company for Bankwell Bank, put out a report on July 28th, 2025. This report covers their business performance up to June 30th of the same year. It's a pretty standard update, but there are a couple of key tidbits that are worth digging into. First off, let's talk about their stock. Bankwell's common stock trades on the Nasdaq Global Market under the ticker BWFG. This is important because it means they are a publicly traded company and their performance is watched closely by investors. Now, the main event in this filing is all about their financial results and overall condition. On July 28th, they released a press release detailing how they did for the period ending June 30th, 2025. Think of this as their report card for that quarter. This press release, which is included as an exhibit with the filing, gives us the nitty-gritty of their financial performance. While the detailed numbers aren't directly in this text, we know it lays out their earnings and financial health. It's important to remember that information like this, while important, is usually presented with a bit of a rosy tint. They are talking about their results, and companies always want to put their best foot forward. Beyond just the numbers, they also released some presentation materials. This is like the visual aid to go with their financial story. These slides often offer a more narrative explanation of their financial results and trends. They've also made these available on their website, so if you're really interested, you can go check out the slides directly. It's a good way for them to communicate their performance and strategy to investors in a digestible format. And here's where things get a little more concrete for shareholders. They announced a quarterly dividend. This is a payment made by the company to its shareholders, usually out of its profits. Specifically on July 28th, their board of directors decided to pay a dividend of 0.20 cents per share. This dividend is set to be paid out on August 22nd, and you need to have owned the stock by August 11th to be eligible. A dividend is a tangible return on investment, so this is usually good news for those holding the stock. And So to recap the dividend news, it's 20 cents a share going out to shareholders who are on record by mid-August. This indicates that the company is doing well enough to return some profits directly to its owners. It's a sign of financial stability and confidence from the management and board. Finally, the filing lists out the exhibits. These are essentially the supporting documents for the report. We've got the press release itself from July 28th, the presentation materials, and then the standard interactive data file that helps machines read the report. Now let's put on our Warren Buffett hats and think about what this all means. The announcement of a dividend is a positive signal. It suggests that Bankwell Financial Group is generating enough cash flow to cover its operating expenses, reinvest in its business, and still have enough left over to reward its shareholders. In a world where many companies are hesitant to pay dividends, or their dividends are seen as unsustainable, Bankwell's decision here is notable. We don't have the specific financial tables in front of us right now, but the fact that they feel confident enough to announce a dividend tells us that their revenue streams are likely stable and their expenses are under control. For a bank, this means they're probably seeing good deposit growth, healthy loan origination, and managing their interest income effectively. However, we always need to look a bit deeper. Is this dividend sustainable? Are their earnings growing? Or are they just paying out a fixed amount regardless of performance? Without the actual financial tables, it's hard to say for sure. But if this dividend is a significant portion of their earnings, it could limit their ability to invest in growth opportunities or weather any unexpected economic downturns. One thing to consider is the broader economic environment. Are interest rates favorable for banks? Is the loan market strong? These external factors play a huge role in a bank's profitability. If the economy is booming, then a dividend is a natural outcome. If it's shaky, then a dividend might be a signal of a management trying to reassure investors, which isn't always a bad thing, but it's worth watching. Looking at the company structure, Bankwell Financial Group is the holding company for Bankwell Bank. This means they operate as a bank and all the profits and losses flow through the bank to the holding company. This is pretty standard for financial institutions. Their registration with the SEC and their listing on Nasdaq mean they have to adhere to strict reporting standards, which is good for transparency. In essence, this filing is a snapshot of a company that is performing well enough to share its success with its owners. The dividend is a concrete sign of that. But as always, true investors digging into the actual financial statements would want to see the details behind that dividend. Are revenues up? Are profits growing? What's the quality of their loans? These are the questions that the press release and the presentation materials are designed to answer, and more importantly, to make look good. So what's my take on Bankwell Financial Group based on what we can see here? They appear to be a stable dividend-paying company. This is a good foundation for any investment. The risk is that without seeing the detailed financials from the press release or presentation, we don't know if this dividend is truly supported by strong growing profits or if it's a more passive reward. The opportunity is that if their underlying business is strong, this dividend could increase over time, leading to greater shareholder returns. Alright, that's our quick decode of Bankwell Financial Group's latest SEC filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.